This is our Swift Basecamp 2, and at the time of recording this video in January 2023, we are entering the second full year of ownership, and in this vlog I discuss the planned adventures up and coming for this year. Happy New Year! It's January 2023, so I thought I'd do a vlog today and talk about the up and coming trips I've got planned, so what type of content can be expected from the channel this year, and also I've got some thoughts about the future shape of the channel which I'll share later in the video. So first up, in a couple of weeks time, the wife and I are heading back to our local haunt, Plas Farm near Abergele in North Wales. And hopefully for that trip I'll have the RVA, the Vango RVA 2 awning back. So for those who've seen my Ullswater video from November or follow the channel will know that I took the Vango RVA 2 to the Lake District in Ullswater in basically a storm to test it out to see if it was a four-season tent or not. And I came back with £300 worth of damage. So that awning's in for a professional repair and I'm expecting it back next week, so I should have it in time for when we go away. So you know, since I've had it in for that repair, I've had some time to reflect on what happened, and I've got some thoughts now about where the sort of strengths and weaknesses of that awning actually lie, and I'll share that in a couple of weeks time, so watch the channel for the end of the month and that video should be up. Next up is February. So as we go into the month of February, the dog and I are going out for a 3-day hiking adventure on the Isle of Anglesey in North Wales, and I've booked a CL up by the South Stack by Holyhead to do some hiking on the coast path there. We're staying at a place called Gorsgoch Farm, so it's a small holding. It's a CL with 5 pitches and it's right on the cliff front. Now I'm expecting to have some wild weather at that time of year, so it will be an interesting trip, but if we get a nice weather window it will be absolutely amazing. So Anglesey, in my view, has some of the best coastal hiking in all of Wales, let alone North Wales. So and there's certain sections of the Isle of Anglesey that I've not yet done, so that's why we're heading there, and we can hike straight from the base camp then right onto the North Wales coast path and go in the directions that we choose, so I'm very much looking forward to that. Following that, we're heading back to Ullswater in March. So myself and my mate that came with me in November, we're going back to Ullswater for 3 days hiking. This time we're staying at a campsite that's at the north end of the lake, so it's right at the north end of the lake, a lovely modern campsite. I would prefer to stay at the south end of the lake because the way Ullswater is, it's mountainous in the south, it's sort of like soft the hills in the north, but the campsites in the south are more like campgrounds, and I like to have a service pitch you know, where possible. So this campsite in the north it's got lovely service pitches, and then we'll go hiking from there. So we'll see how we get on with that. We're very much looking forward to that one. Hopefully we'll have better weather as well. So in between the end of March and the beginning of July, I don't have anything booked in just yet, and I'll come back to the reason for that in a moment. But then in July, the wife and I are heading back to Cornwall, our annual week in Cornwall, back to Whitsands Bay, and we're going to be taking the base camp and staying at the fort again, which is on top of the cliff, which is an old naval gunning battery steeped in maritime history. One of the reasons I really like it in that particular area is because of the maritime history. We've got Plymouth there, you know, all the history of the Royal Navy, and plus it's a really beautiful spot. So we'll be going back there in July, and then rolling forward into September, I've booked off a week in work already, and then the wife and I are going to be returning to Scotland. Now I really want to go back to Glencoe where we stayed last September. Amazing holiday, absolutely beautiful, probably one of the best holidays I've had in the UK. So we might go back there, or we may actually head out to the islands, to Jura and Islay, and do some of the islands, maybe put Arran as well. So we're undecided exactly yet, but that week will definitely be in Scotland. So going backwards from July to the end of March, we've got that space. What I'm planning to do with the base camp a bit differently this year is I want to incorporate the wild camping. So prior to buying the base camp, I used to do loads of wild camping, and since having this caravan I've been so obsessed with it that I've not gone out with my tent. So what I'm thinking of doing this year is actually using the base camp as a base camp and then go out wild camping from there. So for example, pitch up in Snowdonia for 3 or 4 nights, and then if we get a really nice night, go and hike up into the mountain, take the tent, pitch up for the night, and then come back in the morning, and then you've obviously got the caravan, hot shower, get some hot food on, maybe catch up on some sleep, because let's be honest, I do not sleep when I wild camp. But I really enjoy wild camping. It really is getting that one step closer to nature, and the dog and I have had some beautiful wild camps, seen some fantastic sunsets, just seen some fantastic sights together, with all the wildlife. It's just, I really enjoy it, so I want to get back into that, but utilise this caravan with that. And finally, I just want to talk a few moments about the channel itself. First of all, thank you to all the subscribers and for all the comments and interactions with the content. I've been overwhelmed by it actually. Within the last year, the channel's grown over 1,000 subscribers. I mean, I'm still very, very small in YouTube terms. I mean, absolutely minuscule. But I've just been overwhelmed by the interaction and the appreciation to the content that I've been creating. I mean, I'm just a guy with an iPhone and a small drone going out filming my passion. And it's just been great that it's been so well received and appreciated, so thank you very much for that. Secondly is thinking about the channel name. So it's called Fly Camp and Caravan North Wales, and that's because I've been paragliding for 20 years, and the channel was originally just for paragliding videos in North Wales, and then I incorporated the wild camping, so it was then Fly and Camp North Wales, and then of course bringing the caravan, which is the third syllable. But I recognise now that the audience to this channel are coming here for essentially for the caravan, for the base camp, and my audience for the flying is very, very small. So I'm planning on changing the name of the channel later this year to something more relevant, and then all the flying content that I just haven't been posting, I'm going to create a separate channel for that, so it's relevant to the audience, and also a database of all my flying adventures. So you'll see a name change coming this year, although I am going to keep the logo exactly the same. And the last thing I would ask is there anything you'd like to see from the content that I create? Is there anything that I'm not covering that you think I should incorporate? Anything I'm doing too much of or not enough of? If there's any feedback, please let me know in the comments to this video or to any other of my content, because I'm always looking to improve. So that would be really appreciated my end. So that's the overview of the plan for this year. Please keep coming back to the channel to see the content as it comes through, and I'll see you on the next adventure very soon.